Hi, I'm Sarah Backhouse for Hub Culture. I am joined by Amy Fraenkel, Regional Director for North America for the United Nations Environmental Programme. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you very much.
I understand you've just released a new report, and I would be fascinated to hear about the findings.
Yeah, this report is called, it's on the economics of ecosystem services and biodiversity, or TEEB is the acronym.
Sure.
And it's part of our green economy work. Essentially what it looks at is how are we accounting for the costs of what we do on the environment, and are we really taking into account the full costs as well as the benefits. So we're looking at what are the services that coral reefs provide in economic terms, and what are we doing in terms of when we build something or any kind of activity, what are the harms? And what we're finding is basically that our system of economics is broken. The way that we account for things is not fully looking at environmental issues. As Lord Stern, the economist in the UK, said, climate change is the greatest market failure. But it's not just climate change, it's biodiversity, it's many other things. And so what we're talking about is, how can we fix that and go forward towards a green economy, not only in a country like the US, which is wealthy, but especially in developing countries where environment is such a key part of a healthy economy and livelihood.
And what are some of the practical ways that you can redress this? Because I completely agree with you that these externalities are not taken into consideration, and we're not paying through costs for water, for clean air. How do you fix some of these problems?
Right, well, part of it is policy and changing old ways of looking at things. Often environment is looked at as a luxury that you only attend to if you're wealthy, but really what we are saying is it's not just a luxury for the rich, it's a necessity for the poor. You must look at that if you're going to have a healthy economy. So first is a cultural and sort of political change. Second is there's absolutely tools that we have that we're providing for countries for how do you do that accounting properly, how do you value nature. And so, for example, we did a range of studies on coral reefs, and at the high end we found that per year the coral reefs produce $172 billion worth of goods per year. So if we lose those coral reefs, we lose all of those benefits.
Fascinating. And now the rising urbanization is another pressing issue as the world population explodes. How are we to deal with the advent of megacities?
Absolutely, and most of those cities will be located in the developing world. So I'd like to look at it as an opportunity. It's an opportunity to do things differently, and that is absolutely part of what we're trying to talk about the green economy and the opportunities it provides. For example, buildings. It's a great example here in the US. Buildings, as many know, account for 40% of greenhouse gas emissions. And if you go to developing countries, that's where most new buildings will be constructed. So what can we do to change the signals and ensure that the things that are built there are actually efficient and greener? There's great examples, for example, in Zimbabwe. There's a just tremendous building that was created there which uses just minimal air conditioning and energy inputs. The way it's designed and just sort of the very innovative architecture and design and material. So it absolutely can be done. It can create jobs. It's a real win-win if you do it right.
And we're here at the Governor's Global Climate Summit. Do you believe in the power of subnational governments to effect change?
Absolutely. UNEP has been working at the city level and at the what you call the subnational level. The fact is that's where so much energy has been going on. And really, we need to do whatever we can at a practical level. I think cities get it because they are the ones that often operate with the transport, with permits for building again and just urbanized systems where most people live. I mean, if 80% of the world lives in cities, it's the city and state government that are dealing with that, not so as much directly the federal government. And so that's where we've seen tremendous innovation and initiatives, also for sort of healthy competitive reasons. If you want to bring tourists or jobs or people to your area, you want it to be a healthy economy. And again, the way to do that is to factor in the environment. So it's very much integrated. And we are working with others, with the governor's group and with UNDP and other partners on this initiative that will be launched tomorrow. So stay tuned for that.
Well, that's very exciting. We look forward to hearing about that. Amy Fraenkel, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.